Hi and welcome to my video. This I'm hoping it's going to be a series of what's like to do with an i8. Bit of a video diary. Now, a little bit of background. It is the 11th of September 2024. I bought my i8 in 1st of March this year, 2024. Came from having a Mercedes, which I really enjoyed, a convertible E-Type, E-Class, and then went for this. Always fancied one of these. Seen one 2014, many years ago, in a city called York, and absolutely loved it straight away. Never thought for a second I'd get my own. Thankfully, I was in a position this year where I could buy one. Obviously, traded in the Mercedes and got this. Now, a little bit of information first on this video. First of all, I've not scripted it. I've not thought of what I'm going to say. I'm just going to kind of talk as I think. So some of it may kind of go on a little bit. I may start to make no sense, but obviously I'm driving at the same time. So as I bought in March this year, within about 10 days of ownership, I started having an issue with the air conditioning, making a lot of noise. Now, if you've ever looked at videos of i8 on YouTube, you'll find that a lot of people complain about the AC. Now, there's a known, what people say is a known issue with the ACs failing. Now, from what I gather, it may not be an issue as such. There's a lot of people, like obviously Pat's Garage, who's reported on this, and apparently what happens with the AC is that it can break down and release fragments into the air conditioning unit. Air conditioning units obviously used for protecting the high voltage battery. It can cause a lot of issues and can cost thousands to repair. So they reckon that as soon as you hear this noise with the AC, to get the AC unit changed over as quick as you can. Now, obviously within 10 days, mine started making this noise. The first thing I thought was, I'm going to trash my whole car. I've had it 10 days, 11 days, and it's going to ruin the car. So I took it into an AC specialist, and immediately he said it needs recon. That's all it needs, a recon. He said the noise, which is a very, very fast tapping noise, he said it's a solenoid opening and closing, which it does due to low pressure. And sure enough, he regassed it, and the noise went away straight away. I say that was March this year, and the noise has never come back. So all these people are saying that they have a very big issue with the AC. I'm not quite sure how many of these people have actually experienced it themselves. Now, a lot of people will have low gas, and they will panic because they've seen a lot of these other reports that say that yes, it is an issue with the AC units. So they'll take it to BMW, and BMW will change the AC unit over. The reason why they'll do that is because rather than try to look for a source or repair, they'll swap over. They'll put something new on. It's in their interest, because to regas costs about £130. To put a new air conditioning unit on can cost a couple of grand, £1,600 to £2,000. So it's obviously going to be in their interest to get more money out of you. A lot of these cars have a warranty. So you're not even going to be paying it yourself, it'll be the warranty that pays it. And again, it's in BMW's interest to make money. That's what they're there for, to make money. So my advice, if you do have any issues with your aircon, is to take it in and try a regas first. It might work, it might not. Honestly, I've never seen one person show me proof of the aircon actually failing. I've had a lot of people say it's happened to them, they've taken it in, the BMW swapped it over, but not one person's actually come up and said it. Well, actually, I seen my air conditioning, and yes, it had broken. I've got photos showing it's broken. I've not seen one person do that yet. So I don't know if it's people making a mountain of a molehill. And as I say, if enough people say it, and it then becomes the truth, because a lot of people believe it, so it's therefore it's correct. So as I say, I had it 10 days, and that issue came about. That was repaired in a couple of hours. Dropped it in, left it, went back for it a few hours later, got the shops, and it was fine. We're all into the beginning of May. Now, at the beginning of May, I had another issue with the car, and it was it came up with a low coolant, and topped it up. People say you can't open these bonnets, it needs to people. It doesn't. You can do it yourself. It takes a little bit of fiddling, but it's easy to do yourself. So I topped it up. A month later, beginning of June, the issue came on again, low coolant. So I topped it up again. A few days later, it came on again. So clearly I knew there was some issue. Booked it into BMW, and they had when I booked it in, they said I couldn't get in till August. Bear in mind it's the beginning of June. So I used it for a few more days, but I was topping it up every day. So in the end he said, just leave it with us, bring it in, leave it with us. If we get a chance to look at it, we will do. We'll look at it early for you. And I obviously dropped it off. Sure enough, they didn't get a chance to look at it at all. So the first time they could look at it was the 5th of August. So it was in well over 5 weeks before they managed to have a look. Had a look and said that the radiator was broke. These cars have 4 radiators. Now the main one, same as the main one, was the one that broke at the front. There's another one underneath that. There's one in the front, there's a couple on the side, or I don't exactly know. But anyway, the main one that's broken is leaking. So they had ordered the radiator up, which took a couple of weeks, and fit it, and done a test drive, and it was overheating. So they contacted me again saying the car's now overheating, we may need to put a new water pump on it and a new thermostat, which could be an extra £500-600. I kind of pushed back a little bit and complained. I said it was never overheating while I had the leak. I said, so it's clearly something that you've done to cause it to overheat. The guy was actually very good, and he said, yeah, he said, I will have another look. He said, maybe I was a bit hasty, I'll have another look. Sure enough, he came back a few days later and said, yeah, I've rebled it again, rebled the system, and it's now working fine. So it's not overheating, and it's working great. Now, the issue with these, when you bleed them, is that they're not straightforward. The expansion tank is at the front of the car, where the engine is at the back of the car. Now the expansion tank is actually the same height, or a little bit higher than what the engine is. So you can't just fill the expansion tank up and hope it fills the engine. It won't. It'll still have an air pocket. So you have to bleed them under a vacuum. So what you do, or what the guide does, is put a vacuum onto the expansion tank, suck all the air out, and then open a valve and let the water, then the water rushes in and fills up all the engine in theory. So when you done it again, as I say, it was absolutely fine. Took the car away, went to work, no issues at all. On the way home from work, I then had the problem of the AC making a noise again. Now I'd known I'd only just had it done in March, so I was quite happy. They said that in March that there was no leak. So I was quite happy that whatever was causing it was again something the garage had done. This was an authorised, this was the main dealer, BMW in Teesside, where I live, and contacted them and said, yeah, no problem, bring it back in. Now what I think is that the air coolant for the AC is actually next to, or underneath, or in front of the main radiator that they changed over. So I think what happened is they moved it out of the way and it created some leak. So took it back in. He said, yeah. He said it should have 630 grams of coolant in there, and mine had gone down to 100. He said he'd retested it, refilled it, done another pressure test. It is not leaking at all. So took it away, absolutely fine again. Now, in the meantime, I'd actually had another issue with the car, which I discovered just prior to taking it in for the radiator, and that was the driver's door wouldn't close. You could close it down, but the latch wasn't connecting in place. Now, a couple of these issues, I've actually put some videos on YouTube, which you can have a look, just on my shorts, so you can have a look, and it shows the noise of the radiator, or the air conditioner, I should say, sorry, tapping, and also the issue I had with the door, where you close it and it wouldn't latch. Now, for some reason, that issue sorted itself, and it's never reappeared. So he didn't do anything. He said it was just working great for him. So that's hopefully now sorted. So that's more or less where we are, except for another small issue I had, which was only a few days ago. So I was driving in my car, went to get some lunch with my wife, came out, and it was torrential downpour. So we had to drive back, and it was the kind of downpour where you have a lot of standing water with large puddles, where you have to drive through very slowly, and they create a wave, and so it wasn't very good for the car. So the engine management light came on. Now, I actually have an OBD reader, and it came with a few different errors saying fuel pressure sensor was faulty, and a couple of others. I reset it, and it's not came on again. So that was a few days. So I'm hopeful now that, although I've had these issues, I do use the car every day, and I say I have covered it. I had 23,500 miles. I've probably done about 4,000 miles since March. Bear in mind, I hadn't had it for about 5 weeks. So it is getting used. It is my daily driver to go to and from work. So that's where we are at the moment. Now, I'm just pulling up to my destination, so I'm not going to be able to say much more. So I'm hoping in future videos I'll go a little bit more in detail of various things. For instance, I want to do test 3 performance. Now, I've already done the 0 to 60 with launch control, and actually did it in 4 seconds. So people who say that this car's not very fast, I'm going. It is fast. Okay, it's not the fastest, it's not the most powerful, but it's certainly not slow. It's probably equivalent of cars of a similar age, where 2014, when this one came out, you're kind of looking at a similar performance. So I'll hopefully hit on that, and a few other bits and pieces as well. So I'll look forward to coming back and let you know about them. So, well, thank you for watching so far, and take care. Goodbye.